Hello everyone and good day to you. I hope you're doing great. This is Roger with Groovis Games Unlimited and welcome back to the next video in our cool little unboxing video series where we're taking a look at the new editions of Dungeon Crusade, doing a fairly thorough unboxing of both the Crusader of the Realm edition and the quite massive and beefy Slayer of the Realm edition that's forthcoming. So thank you. First of all, I hope that you're doing good. Thank you for your time, your interest, your excitement and support, and most of all, your friendship. It's always nice to hang out in these videos in this format and just chill out and relax and hang out with you guys. So I hope you're doing good. New subscribers to the channel, thank you so much for subscribing. It is very nice to have you here. Okay, I don't want to take up all your time. So what are we going to do today? Like it said in the title, here is the Crusader Upgrade Pack. So I thought we would go through this because I think a lot of people would like to know about this, say some words about that. Then we're going to do sort of, not too in-depth, but kind of an in-depth look at the revised rulebook that I worked with my very good friend Ilpo from Finland. He was the editor on it. We worked very closely together. Of course, Charlene was the proofreader, and it just came out magnificent. I mean, Daniel from the Dungeon Dive gave it a really nice review, and Justin from Board Game Losers had some really nice things to say about it. Of course, Rob Oren just recently took a look at it, and of course, you guys, the players, thank you. We put a lot of work into this, and if you haven't seen it yet, you're gonna be pleasantly surprised. There's actually 8 rule sets within the 46 pages. Yes, it's been slimmed down to 46 pages, very quick and to the point, explaining the rules to get you into the various games. We're gonna be taking a look at that. And what else I wanna tell you real quick before we get going. This weekend, we're going to wrap up the unboxing series. After this video, we're going to do the Crusader of the Realm unboxing. You know, we'll open everything, take out the plastic, show you the cards, everything you're getting with that, and then kind of the grand finale, we're doing the massive Slayer of the Realm edition. This is, you're getting every huge expansion. That's going to be a nice, long, huge Dungeon Crusade video where we're going to look at everything. So I hope you're excited for that. What was I going to say too? I should have wrote this stuff down, but I didn't. The Pledge Manager. There were people just sending me nice messages and a few emails about the Pledge Manager. The Pledge Manager is open to pre-order a copy of the game. However, it's going to be closing very soon. Of course, now that we have these, we're going to review these. Mass production begins. We're looking at a May to June ship date when everything starts moving out this year, so just a few months away. So it will be closing, but there will be fair warning before that does. Along the same lines, I know I just did a Kickstarter update, a monthly Dungeon Crusade Kickstarter update. Expect another one, because now that we have these, I definitely want to show everyone in an update because it goes out to hundreds and hundreds of people. So we're going to have pictures, the videos that we're doing now so they could see everything. And then we'll have that in there, of course, that the Pledge Manager will be closing. So if you're looking to get a copy of the game, add-ons, the Crusader Upgrade Pack, we're going to discuss what this exactly is. You know, now is the time, or, you know, a week from now. Never want to push you into anything. Just watch some videos, and there you go. I think without further ado, let's take a look at the Crusader Upgrade Pack, and let me tell you a little bit of what this is, and then we'll go right into taking a look at the new revised rulebook. And you know what? That's what I was going to say. I almost forgot. Before we look at the Crusader Upgrade Pack, the very last video, so we're going to, of course, have this video here looking at the revised rulebook, Crusader Upgrade Pack. I decided just to combine the two into one. The next video is going to be over the Crusader of the Realm unboxing. We're going to go through that. Then Slayer of the Realm. But then at the very end, I think it was about 2 years ago, and it's helped out so many people. I took the time to do kind of an unboxing and how to store everything. Because when you open this game, as you're going to see, it's a lot of stuff. So I wanted to, of course, be there for everything to help you guys out. So the very last video is we walk right from the start on how to break all the components apart, a really good storage solution. So I'm going to put that at the tail end. And like Kevin Sims, who we're going to be working with on this other game I've been working on, he said that that was just so valuable when you get this game to watch that, because I literally go through everything from point to point, so you know exactly how to break everything apart. So that will be at the end. Okay, with that said, let's take a look at the Crusader Upgrade Pack and then lead into looking at the revised rulebook. So this is the Crusader Upgrade Pack. Is, if you may not know, there was a previous edition of Dungeon Crusade. It's pretty much the same as this one, but there were some balances, tweaks, the revised rulebook, the new Solo Crusader mode, the new revised combat system. So what this does is, because I wanted to make sure you guys were taken care of who have that first edition, this simply upgrades you to the current version of the game. Okay, that's what. So if you have a current version of the game, if you got it off eBay or something like that, or from a friend or whatever, this is what you would want. Okay, so we're going to go through what you get with the Crusader Upgrade Pack. And oh, wait, did I tell you? I forgot. Game ships out when everything starts shipping out May, June of this year. So not that long at all. So again, so if you have a previous edition of the game, and maybe, definitely I would recommend getting this, and any add-ons you would like, that is available. First thing, like we looked at before, is a very nice map of Avalon. This is what I wanted to do for people before, and I know it's maybe something small, guys, but I was very happy to get this map to you guys. And as I said, it's kind of like this, I don't know, like retro, this cool, it's not fabric, but it's some kind of paper, like a matte finish. Looks very nice. So you're going to get the map of Avalon in the Crusader Upgrade Pack. And then we're going to be looking at this, and of course, probably the biggest thing is the Dungeon Crusade revised rulebook that I worked with Ilpo, my very good friend from Finland. He was just amazing. And of course, Charlene, the proof reader, and a few other people. This came out really nice. Great reviews from players. And like I said, Daniel from the Dungeon Dive, Justin from Board Game Losers, Rob Oren, and you players. Really nice how this came out. So we're going to be looking at that. So Crusader Upgrade Pack, you get the brand new revised Crusaders Handbook. Set that aside. And we're going to look at this when I'll explain more about this. But I created some new content, and there's a new feature in the game, and this is it right here, the Minion Movement Speed Track. And I'll show you this on the Dungeon UI board, but this is for people, again, who have the previous edition of the game. You're going to take this, it's like a decal, you're going to peel it off and put it right on your Dungeon UI board. And I actually did the graphic design, and I'm a stickler for everything matching. So this will match everything on it, and you'll see exactly where to place that, okay? So you're gonna get a decal for that. And what this does is it just gives you more options on how you wanna run your minions. You could have different speeds for each one, or a universal speed, so they could go slower for you, or faster, and you roll a die at the top of the monster phase. So it's a cool little feature. And again, just because, if you know, Dungeon Crusade is, you never know what's going to happen in this game, which I love. So this gives it yet another variable of things that could happen. Next thing is that another mode, and I want to say this too before, so I won't forget. There's a new Solo Crusader mode. People said, hey Roger, we want to play Dungeon Crusade with one hero, and Albus, your fetch hound. So I got to work, and I'm happy to say in the revised rulebook, as we're going to see, that now there's a Solo Crusader mode. But to take it a step further, and kind of my favorite series is the Diablo series. In Diablo 2, you could hire a merc. Well, in all of them, in 3 also. So now you can hire mercenaries to go along with your hero. And all the information here is it right here. Looks very nice. So you put this next to your village board, okay? And as you'll see, there's only 4 pages for the Solo Crusader mode. And also, there's the new revised combat system. So there you go. You're going to get your mercenary camp mini board, and it's kind of like a thick material. It's not like flimsy at all. So it's kind of like a little boardish kind of thing. So you will get the mercenary camp. Okay, and then we're going to get these little pack of cards out here. and we'll go through that. And I definitely want to say something about this tavern task. Oh, what I was going to say was I'm working on 2 new game modes for Dungeon Crusade, and it's a kind of creative random dungeon generator, and a new mode called Quest Challenges. And Quest Challenges is going to be where you can play different scenarios, and hopefully users are going to be creating their own, where they're only maybe 45 minutes, an hour and 15 minutes, no longer than 2 hours. So what I was going to say is I'm going to create pages like you saw, like we're going to see in the rulebook, and those you can put at the back of your revised rulebook. So you'll have actually everything will match together. So the 2 new game modes will have exactly, because I did the graphic design for the rulebook, I'll be doing that so you can put it to the back and everything will match very nicely. So that'll be coming over the summer for you as soon as we wrap up this reprint, because I have been busy with that. So that's what I wanted to say. 2 new game modes coming to Dungeon Crusade. And I know there's a lot of people that wanted a shorter version of the game, and that is exactly what the Quest Challenges mode is going to do for you. Okay, so let me set this down. Tavern tasks. At the beginning of there's 6 tavern tasks in the game right now. I created a 7th one, so you're going to get this. And real quick story is Daniel, my very good friend Daniel, everyone's good friend Daniel, this is a while back, he was saying, he loves Dungeon Crusade, which I'm very grateful for, but he wanted something with the traps. He had this idea of getting a reward to spring traps. So the way tavern tasks work is at the start of the game, you get all 6. Well, now you're going to have 7, and then you randomly pull one, or you could just choose one if you want, but I always just randomly pick one, and it's in the rules you randomly do it. And then it's an optional quest. You don't have to complete a tavern task, but it nets you some extra life force or gold or maybe a special piece of loot, so on and so forth. So what Daniel was saying was it would be cool if there was some kind of reward for springing traps. So I created all these characters in the story of Dungeon Crusade. So here is Captain Briggs. And so I wrote this little new tavern task, The Trouble with Traps. And basically, before he sends his men into the dungeon to help your heroes out, he's asking you to spring some of the traps. And so your heroes will receive 100 gold and 2 life force for every trap they disarm or spring to a maximum of 10. And there's your reward right there. So, a 7th tavern task has been added. So there's that. And we were talking about this before. Guys, this right here it's such a small thing, but it had a huge, huge impact on the game. This is free to download even right now. I'll put a link in the description if you want to download it. This is the scalable difficulty reference card. And in a nutshell, there's heroes go from level 1, 2, and 3 in Dungeon Crusade. Well, some of the traps, the trap treasure chests, in the encounter deck, there's challenges and events I wrote. Well, you have to roll a d20. So like, let's say, for example, there's one where spikes erupt out of the floor, and your heroes have got to test their agility. So let's say the number's 18. So they could add their agility from their hero card, and then you have to beat that. If not, you're going to take damage. Well, some of those were pretty tough. The challenges and the events in the encounter deck, some of the trapped treasure chest, and the trap system, they were tough for your level 1 and level 2 heroes. So I went back to work here, and now what you can do is your level 1 heroes, anytime you encounter any of those things I just aforementioned, you can deduct 6 from the value printed on that card. So let's say this spike trap had 18. You can deduct 6, so that brings it down to 12. And that just makes it more easy or more enjoyable, game experience where it's not too hard. Of course, if you want to roll hard style and not use this, be my guest. But I know people have used this, and it was so small, but again, it was such a huge, balancing thing for the game. Level 2 heroes, you get to deduct 3 off the card, and at level 3, you just use the value printed on the card. So you're getting your scalable difficulty reference card. And of course, everything we're looking at is in the new editions of the game. So that is new to Dungeon Crusade. Again, so small, but you're going to love what this does for you, for your level 1 and level 2 heroes, okay? So moving right along, this, let me just grab a bunch of these here, because these were, there were just some misprints and that we wanted to correct. They weren't really big deals, but I'm a stickler. I just want everything correct for you guys. So this is Sir Brennus, our knight hero. This has been reworded a little bit, tactical warfare. So you're going to get this, a very cool ability, special ability, and you use essence to cast special abilities in Dungeon Crusade. So you're going to get this. I think it had, the other one was, this is channeling. Like, this does not have to be channeled. Green arrow up means you don't have to channel it. Channeling means tap, exhaust. You turn it upside down, upkeep phase. You turn it up to use again. It's super easy. So I think there was a red arrow there, and there should have been a green, so that's been corrected. Healing Hands was I can't remember. There was something with this card. This was for actually the expansion hero, Carrick Rowan, so you're getting the right, what was it? I think it was the red arrow. The red arrow was missing. Something small, but it bothered me. So you're getting that. These two cards right here, this is Matari, our Bard hero, expansion hero. At the manufacturer, and they apologized for it. These were flip-flopped. So Twisted Melody was on Enchanting Hymn was on Twisted Melody. And just as a side note, Matari is a great support hero. She can buff heroes' rolls and negate values on monsters, on their warfare types. Very, very cool hero. So we just want to make sure you had that all corrected, which it is level 3. So Enchanting Hymn and everything is correct now. So that's what that is. Finally, Soul Revival. This is our Priestess hero, Jorah Oakheart. And again, the manufacturer flip-flopped a few things, but they caught it. And so you're just getting that set up. And this, she can throw down some massive heals. And again, she is an expansion hero. So there's that. And then this was something small, and the manufacturer apologized for this. This is a Cultist of Zal level 3. They had set these cards inside the box on the original editions of the game. And these were supposed to be packed in with the other decks of cards like we saw. So, excuse me, there was an error where I believe it was, like these are level 3 and it said level 2 on the back. That was corrected, but some of the cards were, they were just not put with the other cards. So we just want to make sure you have these cards now. They were in the other editions, but they wanted to throw these in. We thank them for that. So you're getting 3 new Cultist of Zal cards. And guys, I think this is the last thing right here. This is a quest card, the Treachery of the Black Hand. If you're new to this, I wrote 60 unique quests, where you can learn about the factions, the NPCs, heroes, legendary heroes, story on the front, and then it tells you how to set up your quest on the back, rewards. And a lot of players figured it out, but there was a misprint with, I think, the red, the one key, where you had to find the key to open up one of the chamber doors, and it was like, I guess, so to speak, it was bugged. So this has been corrected. And again, just like everyone got the quest, like, oh, there should be, I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was something that was just not said right, and we corrected that. It's gonna bug me now. But anyway, you had to find the Onyx key, and there was something with that. But anyway, this is all corrected. It wasn't a big deal, but I wanted you to make sure you had the right stuff, or everything was correct with it. So guys, that is what you get with the Crusader Upgrade Pack: the map, revised rulebook, some extra, couple pieces of extra content, some cards, mercenary board, minion, movement speed track. Okay, and yeah, the map of Avalon. Okay, so let's do this. Let me move this out of the way. I want to go over this with you and just show you a few things, explain a few things about this. So I think you'll enjoy taking a look at this, because I don't think anyone's really went this in depth with it. So we'll be right back and we'll take a look at this. Okay, so let's take a look at the revised rulebook here. I just want to point some stuff out for you. And again, I hope you're enjoying this video. I hope you're going to enjoy taking a look at this. I just want to point a few things out to you. And remember, so Crusader Upgrade Pack, and of course there are the new additions for the game. Oh, link in the description. Please download it. Take a look at it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised how this came out. So let me say first, this is only 46 pages now. And let me get to the last one here. Yeah, so it was yes, 46 pages. This was cut down quite a bit. Again, Wilpo, I can't say it enough. He was the editor, just a brilliant guy. He's pretty much joined Groovis Games Unlimited, and I'll be working with him on these 2 new games I've been working on with the rulebook, and he's got some cool ideas for games. So Ilpo, you rock. Thank you. Love you, man. You're awesome. So as we open it up, this was in the other one there, so you can see all the heroes thus far in Dungeon Crusade. New table of contents, and I did the graphic design. I think I changed some of this and glitzed this up a little bit, but there's the new table of contents. And this is something here that we thought, me and Elpo, now this is new. You can just look and find out what everything is in the game. So that's what that page is. Excuse me. And then Ilpo thought of this. This is one of the reasons too the game is a lot easier to set up. This is the recommended setup. This has helped a lot of people just seeing, oh, okay, so I put my monster area here. Here goes the dungeon. Dungeon UI board, village board, hero card, so on and so forth. And it just points out some different things here. So Ilpo had thought of this, and I put this graphic design together. It looks very nice. This will really aid you quite a bit in setting up the game. Moving right along here. Okay, then we get into kind of like the thank you page right here. The amazing artist. We have so many people. I put so many people here. I wanted to thank all the artists, fans of the game, everyone who was just such a great friend and very supportive. And I mentioned this before. I mean to bring this down, or bring you guys down, but I put this about my mom. And some of you know that during the making of Dungeon Crusade, my mom passed away from cancer, breast cancer. And it was doing a game like Dungeon Crusade and dealing with that. It was the most challenging moment in my life, but I love her, and I just wanted to say some words. She loved, I don't think she understood Dungeon Crusade, but I talked to her every night and tell her all the amazing people I met, and she really enjoyed just learning about all this and seeing it, and she was really caught up in it. So I wanted to say that. Love you, Mom. Thank you for everything. And over here, this just tells you what everything you're getting in the Crusader Upgrade, or the Crusader Upgrade Pack, the Crusader of the Realm, and the, I might have to do it like this, the Slayer of the Realm. Let's see if I can do it like that. So yeah, that just goes through that. And what I was going to say was, in this rulebook, let me go to the next page. And there's a nice little introduction, little story I wrote here. Overview, and then all the changes that came to the game. I mean, this was, guys, I don't mind hard work. This was a lot of work right here that me and Ilpo and some other people did. It came out, the hard work was well worth it for you guys. It lists all the changes. There's new variants in the game. I mean, this was really totally redone. And again, I think you're going to enjoy this. But what I wanted to tell you was, I meant to say this at the start, there's actually 8 rule books inside of this rulebook. There's the Avalon Adventure board game we're going to take a look at. Of course, there's Dungeon Crusade. There's the Tomb of Kaladar. That has a 1-page rule set. So that's the 3rd set, because there's some special things you have to do when you play the Tomb of Kaladar. I created these environmental hazards, and it's the ultimate death trap dungeon. So there's a nice 1-page rule set just with setting the game up, and it's for advanced play. So play the ancient runes. Don't play that first. Get your feet wet with the game and get acclimated to it. So that's the 3rd rule set, the Tomb of Kaladar. The 4th rule set is the Solo Crusader mode, the new mode in the game. And then the last 4 are the House of Chance games: Tower Attack, Skulljack, excuse me, Heroes versus Monsters, and the Adventures of Bravely the Knight. So 48 or 46 page rule book, but 8 rule sets. So here's the Avalon Adventure board game. And you know, something I want to point out too, that I went the extra mile. You're going to notice, and hopefully just like here, let me go to another page, that I thickened up the fonts. I like nice, chunky, big fonts. So you're going to notice they're like, more impactful, or they're just more bold. And so that's another big change throughout the rule book. Nice, big, clear fonts, so you could read everything. So here's the Avalon Adventure board game. I recommend starting to play with this game here. Like I said, if you like finding fantasy, those Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone books, Dungeon Quest, choose your own adventure, but you'll never see the same game twice. And where I did a lot of world building and created lore for the game, then I think you'll enjoy the Avalon Adventure board game. So that's the one rule set here. Again, download it, take a look at it. Moving right along, and then we're getting into how to play Dungeon Crusade. I remember this page clearly. We put a lot of work into this page. So we end with the Avalon Adventure board game and just some things, some kind of like a primer to get you into Dungeon Crusade. We're talking about hero cards here. Terror track, ever hits the skull, your heroes have lost. On Dungeon UI board. So this just talks a little before we get into playing Dungeon Crusade. There's the village board, everything pointed out for you very nicely. And right here, Ilpo, I gotta put the spotlight on you. This right here, all you have to do is follow this setup, boom, 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 boom. You're ready to go, ready to play. He gets all credit for this. He did it so well, just very quick, to the point, set it up, you're ready to play. Ilpo, thank you. And actually, guys, the Dungeon Crusade rulebook is only like 12 pages now. If you saw the original one, this has been massively condensed, just the information you need to get playing the game. So we'll just breeze through this real quick. Hopefully you veteran Crusaders who saw the original rulebook and maybe you're just seeing this for the first time, you can see nice diagrams for everything. Everything's spaced out nicely. Very easy to understand. And like I've said many times, Dungeon Crusade is a girthy game. It's not complex at all. There's just a lot of different game mechanics, but they're very easy game mechanics to comprehend and understand. The fun of the game is using strategy, tactics, and planning. Because this is, to me, and not being glowy, but like an open world dungeon crawl board game, maybe a first of its kind, I gotta tell Ilpo, he came up with this brilliant flow chart because it's not linear. You can go wherever you want in the dungeon. So Ilpo came up with this very nice flow chart for everything you can do. Actions, free actions. This came out tremendously good, especially for like a game of this nature. So there's a look at that. Right here, continues onto this page here. I have to say, I do love doing the graphic design, so I hope you're enjoying all the art here. Keep going through here. Line of sight here, a nice little diagram for that. And let's keep going. Like I said, the Dungeon Crusade rulebook is not huge at all. This gets into, two different combat systems. We have the classic combat system if you want more tactical and strategic combat experience. There's the classic, but there's also the revised. You chuck dice, but there is still a little bit of strategy and tactics with using special abilities. And it's much, much quicker. Also, the way you combat minions, there's a new way to combat minions in the game. No matter what combat system you select, you always combat minions the same way. But the way it differs is when you combat champion monsters who reside in chambers, who are guarding quest items, and the guardians, that's when it comes into play with classic or revised. But minions are handled in the same way. But this explains it perfectly. And I hope you're liking taking a look at this. And to give you an example, we're getting to the end here. Okay, so that's the new thing about your scalable difficulty reference card. There's the thing about the minion movement speed track, how it is used. To give you an idea how scaled down this was, there's mining and crafting in Dungeon Crusade. And so this just, again, tells you more about the different tokens in the game, what they mean. Secret rooms, Albus, the hero's fetch hound. You send him back to the village for potions, weapons, power gems, stuff like that. So there you go. You can see Albus is the link to the village when the heroes are within the dungeon. Right here, here's all your loot, scaled down to 1 page. You can sell loot. Back to the blacksmith, so that's in there. But what I wanted to point out, the example is like when I put this all together, the mining and crafting, it was quite a few pages last time, 1 page now, very easy to understand. So you'll enjoy learning about mining and crafting, not very long at all. And guys, that's it, Dungeon Crusade rulebook done. Oh, then here's some more dungeon board details, just so you can go over that, so you know stuff about chambers and monster spawn points, the patrol route die. And then whoops, sorry about that. We get into the Tomb of Kaladar. And I wrote some lore and world building about Alistair Kaladar. You can read about that. But like I said, that's the other rule set in the game, is the Tomb of Kaladar, just 1 page. But it explains about the environmental hazards for you. Oh, real quick, and there is a note in here. You can use the scalable difficulty reference card on the 6 environmental hazards for your level 1, level 2 heroes. So really, guys, I mean, every little thing was tweaked, balanced in the game, and like I've said many times, it has been perfected and honed. Here it is, Solo Crusader. 1 hero, your fetch hound, or you can hire up to 2 mercenaries. So it explains this. This one's only 4 pages. And this uses the revised combat system. Much more quicker gameplay with the Solo Crusader mode. So there's that. Also, because I know someone's going to ask, yes, you can play, if you're playing the Solo Crusader mode, you can play the Avalon Adventure board game. Right here, you're going to have 5 henchmen hero. So they accompany your chosen hero through the land of Avalon, and then they kind of leave your party when you import your hero into Dungeon Crusade. So that's nice. You can play the Avalon Adventure board game with the Solo Crusader mode. There's that. There, nice little graphic design, kind of like what Sir Brendis ended up with from exploring Avalon. And then we get into the House of Chance games. Real nice, but hopefully you can see, like here, even the fonts, like look how nice and bold they are, super clear. It just kind of pops out at you. Not hard to read at all. So Tower Attack is here. Here is Heroes versus Monsters there. And then what's next? Should be Skulljack is next. Yeah, Skulljack. Basically, it's a simple form of 21. If you saw the one video in the showcase series, we played all of these. And then lastly, there is the Adventures of Bravely the Knight. Tells you how to explain that, everything on the board. So there you go, guys. There's 8 rule sets for you in 46 pages. And then the game ships with normal difficulty monsters. However, if you're getting the Slayer Realm edition, you get these. There's also expert and heroic monster difficulty decks. And there's 2 game variants that you could use with those. So I explain it here how you can do that. There's other little mods and tricks to enhance your game here we put in. And then finally, here is your dungeons, where how you set them up. So there's the Tomb of Kaladar, Ancient Runes. So you can see here's like a little legend right here. And this basically just tells you where your treasure chests are, mining sites are, and the traps, to put your traps down. So they're color coded. So you just look for those and then put everything down on there. And then for the expansion dungeons, Castle Blackwood and the Cavern of Lost Souls, same thing right there. So you just look for those, colored dots and you put those tokens down there. And last but not least, me and Ilpo worked on a massive index for you. You want to know anything? I guarantee you, my friends, it is inside this huge index. And we close it out with the map of Avalon that is upside down. So there you go. There's a nice little map of Avalon on the back. But like I said, before we wrap this up, it's for the new 2 game modes. So this ends on what, page 46. So what we're going to do is when I finish creating those, it's going to be page 47, 48, however many pages, but it'll have this graphic design to it. And so you could put it like right to the back, and then everything will match, and your 2 new game modes will be in your revised rulebook. Okay guys, I hope that you enjoyed taking a look at this. I'm gonna bag the stuff back up and we'll wrap everything up, so hang with me for just a few seconds. Okay all, and that does it for taking a look at the Crusader Upgrade Pack and going over the rulebook, and I hope that you enjoyed this. I don't think a lot of people knew that there was like 8 rule sets within that rulebook, and hopefully that just builds your excitement for the game even more. Seriously, with the way that the Dungeon Crusade, just the Dungeon Crusade rulebook is laid out, you know, just for playing the initial game, it's very, very easy. And again, Ilpo, thank you, and Charlene and everyone. A lot of work, but it was worth it because you guys have an awesome rulebook now. All right, so I'm going to try to get this out tomorrow for you because I'm excited to unbox this. We are going to be doing the Crusader of the Realm edition next. The next video, we're going to go through everything in there. And then kind of the grand finale, we're going to do the Slayer of the Realm edition. And that's going to be probably going to be a long video, guys. It's a lot of content to go through, but hopefully you'll enjoy it. And then at the very end, you know, how to unbox and break apart the game and all that. So remember, Pledge Manager is open. It will be closing in the next few weeks as we move into mass production. And as always, thank you so much for your friendship and your time and support and excitement for the game. We're finally wrapping this up, and I can hardly wait to get this game to you. All right, everyone, I'm going to take off and more Dungeon Crusade work. I hope that you have a great day. Stay tuned for the next video, the Kickstarter update, and whatever else. Have a great day, and we'll fade out on the Slayer of the Realm. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will be talking to you soon. Bye-bye.